Thank you very much. Welcome to part two of Culture Shok Entertainment Presents right here on Spreaker.com. I am your host, your producer, Beth, aka Be True, and this is part two. I've been doing test shows today, so this will be my fifth show, but this is part two to the show that you hopefully you have listened to already, and we basically do a recap of the do's and don'ts of do on election day on November the 6th, and it's real soon. Election day will be happening in many states. Some states began early voting today. I'm in the state of Mississippi. In place of early voting, we have absentee ballot voting, and I will be absent ballot voting because I will be working on election day, as I have stated earlier and all throughout social media and everybody I've talked with. But it's really important for me to, vote before doing absentee or I won't be able to because I will be working all day. So thank you all. Thank my listeners from Blog Radio also for tuning in. And those of you here on Spreaker, if you've never checked out Blog Talk Radio, please do. Check out my blogs at Tumblr, Culture Shok Entertainment Reports, KULTRESHOK. REPORZ at Tumblr, and Beth Entrepreneur. I have a strong Facebook presence. I'm on IG, Twitter, Snapchat, Culture Shok Ent, YouTube channel, LinkedIn. I love my LinkedIn connection. So at LinkedIn, I'm Bethany C. Williams Entrepreneur. Love networking on LinkedIn. A big shout out to friends I've met on LinkedIn. Invited me to be a speaker next summer doing women's conference in Tupelo, birthplace of Elvis Presley. I will be there speaking during the entrepreneurship classes as a vendor speaker. It'll be a 3-day women's conference, concluding with a march. So it should be I will keep you updated on information as the organizers give me information. But it's so awesome. I already had the program and with the schedule and so on. And so it's so awesome. But I keep you updated. So that would be in Tupelo at the Bancorp South Conference Center. So definitely excited for that. And definitely, I'm excited. Really honored. I definitely need to do some things between now and then to really present an effective presentation. But I'm so honored and looking forward to it, and I feel confident and fabulous. And I know many of you will come. It's right before the Essence Festival, so just come to Tupelo and then trot on down to the Essence Festival. Okay, well. I'm going to dive into the recap, and then we'll conclude the program with a hot track to me and all whom have heard it, called Pretty Lady by Scarboy, Scar Life. And I like it, and I love it, and I would love it if I didn't know who the muse was too. Yours truly. I was told I inspired the song and a muse for it, and I love being a muse. And I'm if I had no idea who inspired it, I would love it. But it's definitely extra special because I inspired it. So it is hot. Everyone that have listened have given it a thumbs up and I love it. And so definitely can't wait till you guys hear it. And then also it will be played on Saturday during my Blog Talk Radio broadcast. And this is a test show, so I'm going to record a couple other broadcasts this week here on Spreaker. So just going to do a quick recap of what we talked about, tweak the information that I've shared, and then I will conclude the show with Scarboy's Pretty Lady. And you can check him out at It's Scarboy on Snapchat and Instagram, and also just search Scarboy and you will find him on Facebook. And also he has a YouTube channel, and you can also check out and purchase his music on the popular music sites out there like Spotify and SoundCloud and iHeartRadio, etc. And Pretty Lady will be available real soon on one of those music sites also. And you can also check out much of his music and his crew on my blogs. But something that I didn't talk about during the last, I'm not recapping from the last episode, because something that I did not touch on, voters, I did. So I'm going to go ahead and recap. A quick recap. The things that are prohibited. The 30-foot rule, no loitering, get in. Of course, get in and get out. But I don't want to say it like that, but, make it a pleasant voting experience for you and other voters and the poll workers. No disturbances. You'll get in trouble if you disturb the peace. No liquor and alcohol. You cannot distribute cards, posters, and other campaign literature 150 feet of any entrance to a building in which an election has been conducted. No to wearing campaign paraphernalia, t-shirts, buttons, stickers, etc. Also, when it comes to sample ballots, you can and you can't. You can for your personal usage, for your cheat sheet when you're voting. But you cannot if you're trying to influence other voters. And then when it comes to private property, if a polling place is within 150 feet of private property, the owner of the property may display campaign material. Polling places that are held on a private property that are leased to the county for the day of the election, wherein the 150 feet rule applies, a candidate may go to the private property and politely ask if the literature could be moved, but the owner is under no obligation to remove anything. And boys and girls, words and definitions. Just a couple of definitions and words that you need to know. Absentee ballot, that's early voting for here in the state of Mississippi. Again, early voting has kicked off in many states. And also, before I go any further, be sure to have your government-issued ID. That's your driver's license or the government-issued ID. That would be if you're a veteran, your VA card. Anything government issued ID, that is good. Absentee ballot. Absentee ballot is a vote cast prior to election day. Has either been voted in the circuit clerk's office or submitted by mail. The affidavit ballot is a vote cast by an individual who claims to be a registered voter. But you need, if you can't be found, then you need to do affidavit. Example: if you've moved to another neighborhood and you haven't updated your information, but you go to your old neighborhood and then they can't find you in your book, then 9 times out of 10, you have to do an affidavit and update your information. Sometimes it'll come up. The voter needs to go to the new location. It'll come up sometimes. Maybe you unknowingly updated or you filled out something that updated for you. So sometimes it'll update. It'll say voter must go to this voting location to vote. So just saying, but so your voting experience can be pleasant, make sure you have your ID and all that good stuff. And also voters' rights. Voters have rights, and as a voter, I'm going to zoom down. As a voter, you have the right to ask questions, request assistance with voting prior to voting, only if the person is visually impaired, physically disabled, or cannot read or write. Review a sample ballot posted at the polling place prior to voting and take information to the voting booth. Example, sample ballot. Marked ballot in private, free from intimidation. Note, voter intimidation is a criminal offense. Receive and cast a ballot if in line to vote at the time the polls close at 7. It's 6:59. You're in line. Then the bailiff says, close. Keep your buns in line. I don't care if it's 7:15. You have the right to vote. Choose not to cast a vote in any particular race while completing the rest of the ballot. Also, a voter have the right, he or she have the right, have his or her ballot counted if it is cast legally. Request and vote by affidavit ballot if name does not appear on the poll book and he or she is in the correct polling place. Exactly. If you're not told, be sure to ask. Say, well, can I vote affidavit? Honestly. Receive written information on how to learn if your affidavit ballot was counted, because we want our votes to be counted. Be treated with politeness and respect by all election workers. And a big shout out to the training class the other week, and a big shout out to Pete Perry, who taught us back in summer during the primaries. But Mr. James Reed of Hinds County, Supervisor District 1, and Mr. Williams, who is our Election Commission tech guy. You guys did a marvelous job training us the other week regarding November 6th election. So I've covered that. In voter assistance, any voter who claims blindness, physical disability, or inability to read or write may receive assistance in the booth. These are the only valid reasons. How does a voter get assistance in the voting booth? To receive assistance in the voting booth, the voter must tell us, the poll workers, the management, that you need help in marking your ballot. State one of the reasons listed in the law and choose someone. It's good to bring someone with you also. And who can assist the voter in the voting booth? Anyone may assist the voter in marking his or her ballot except the voter's employer, the employer's representative, or representative of any union of which the voter is a member of. So thank you so much, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Email me at Kulture Shok Entertainment, KultureShokEnt_Beth@yahoo.com. Send me amazing music, show ideas. If you would like to be a guest on either of my shows on Blog Talk Radio or here, let me know. So here is a Pretty Lady. Thank you so much.
I'm guessing I'm definitely stepping. Be blessed if you sticking and stuck like glue. Or we chilling and kicking like we done kung fu. But you can have it all if you want no lie, no Chinese food. But it's some young guy, need to know how you really, really feel about him. Keep it real, don't conceal, let me shoot my shot. Pretty, pretty lady, can I call you maybe? Pick you up at 10, take you out and meet your friends, yeah. Pretty, pretty lady, can I call you baby? Tell me where you been, where to start if we begin. Pretty, pretty lady, can I call you baby? Let you try to bend, show you off to all my friends, yeah. Pretty, pretty lady, can I call you baby? I hate to just pretend I like you less than just a friend. I need to know. I need to know. I need to know, no, no, no. I need to know. I need to know. All from the big to the itty bitty things. What you got on your phone as a tone when it rings? Do you sing? Do you dance? Do you twerk to the rap? If I wrote you a song, would you try to write back? Would you trust me enough? What? Tell me your dreams. Where you going in your life? Would you tell me the scene? Yeah, we could be hot, yeah, sizzling steam. But first I gotta know one thing. Pretty, pretty lady, can I call you lady?